Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to the Contented Narrative. Now, for the next sort of 4 episodes, you are going to see the Christmas tree behind me because I filmed these ones in December when the Christmas tree was up. So I'm not just a psycho who has their Christmas tree up throughout the whole of January. It's just when the filming fell in regards to sort of like talking about the books. So first up, let's talk about Gwendys Button Box. Now, it's written by Richard Chizmar, and Stephen King. Now, I know that I did Sleeping Beauties, which was written by Stephen King, and obviously his son Owen King, and I've done loads of Stephen King in the past. And you know what? This one keeps cropping up. I'm part of a loser club on, it's the Losers Club on Facebook, which is to do obviously with it, and they're big Stephen King fans, and the author's actually in that group, and they, it cropped up, and then I thought I'll give it a go, see what it's like, and I was actually surprised at how small it was, because the second one's a little bit bigger, and I will be reading that once I get it. But I really enjoyed it. It was not... So obviously when you go in with Stephen King, you're like, okay, so thriller, horror, you're expecting something bad to happen. That's not the case with this one. It's like this nice sort of story about this girl called Gwendy who gets given this button box, and the button box has a button for these like little chocolate treats. You eat it and then you can still eat a full healthy meal, but you won't go back for seconds and you won't want a snack. Please, if that exists out there, let me have it. And I'm not talking about drugs, I'm just talking about that nice little chocolate. It's got another like little lever that produces little silver coins, and it also has like buttons for each of the continents, and then it has a red button which whatever you wish for, this red button will sort of do, as it were. And it's got a black button which Mr. Farris, who is the lovely little hatted person on the front, is like, never let anybody press that button, essentially. It's not a good button. And so Gwendy is given proprietorship of this button box when she's quite young, and she's about to go off into, honestly, I don't understand how American schools work, but it's like, I think it's the last stage of it, so like the second half of secondary school, and she's been a little bit sort of like on the larger side, so she's been training and trying to get herself slimmer, and she's given this box, and it just kind of covers what she uses the box for, and it's hard because I'm making it sound so boring, but it's not, because it's genuinely, it's an interesting look at sort of like, if you're given a box and you're like, you've got all this power, have at it, enjoy, do what you like, what would you do with it? And it shows her as she's growing up, and it shows sort of like the effect that this box has. And the guy's like, under no circumstances let anybody else know that you've got this box. No one else can have this box. If anybody else has this box, it's catastrophe. And it's a series of events that involve her and involve the box. And honestly, like, you, at one point, you do feel really bad for her. And it's heartbreaking at points, and you're like, oh, like, you genuinely like, no, sweetie. But I'm not going to say how it ends, but it ends how almost like you'd expect it to. Like, you go in reading it and you're going, okay, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, it's going to be this. And then when you realise it's not going to be the kind of horror thriller, oh, she's going to blow up the entire world kind of book, then the ending kind of makes sense. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I don't know why I waited so long to read it or to get it. And honestly, I couldn't put it down. Like, once I got it started, I read it in like a day. And it was just, it's just one of those that you don't even realise how quickly you've read it, because you get that invested in the story. And it's just a nice story. So for me, it gets a 4 out of 5. Now, I probably would have given it higher, but it just, as much as it is a nice story, and I probably will reread it, it's not one of my favourite, and it's not one of those that, unlike, House on a Cerulean Sea, Sleeping Beauties, ones that I've given 5 stars to in the past, it's nice, but it's not got that X factor, but it is a good book. So I would definitely say, if you can, go to your local library, download it on Kindle, just give it a read, and let me know below in the comments if you like it, because honestly, I'm intrigued what you guys think. But remember to click subscribe so you're alerted whenever new videos come out. Thank you so much for your continued support. And remember to always keep it contento.